Welcome to the Deep Dive, your way to get informed, often with a bit of a chill down your spine. Today, we're diving into a story, one that really gets under your skin. It peels back that feeling of safety we all have at home. We're calling it the 3 a.m. knock. It's presented as a true horror account. Just imagine your quiet place, your sanctuary, suddenly becoming, the focus of something really unsettling, something you can't explain. What happens when that basic sense of security just shatters night after night? That's really the core question we're digging into today.
Mm-hmm. And it's more than just, things that make you jump. What we're exploring here is the slow breakdown of certainty, that desperate need we have for answers when, frankly, there aren't any easy ones.
Yeah.
And the psychological weight of a presence, persistent, unseen. It's really a masterclass in building that slow burn tension. It taps right into those deep anxieties we have about home, about safety. And this story really highlights how our routines, the very things we build for comfort, can actually make the horror worse when they get violated.
Absolutely. So let's get into it. Let's unpack this. Sequence of events. Our main character is Alex Thompson. He's 35, a software engineer, living a pretty typical, quiet life. Suburban Seattle. Just him and his cat, Whiskers. His days were like clockwork. Up at 6, jog, coding, unwinding by 10. Totally predictable, drama-free life, peaceful neighborhood. You know the type.
Yeah, and that intentional normalcy, it's such a smart setup for this kind of horror. By grounding us in something so ordinary, so relatable, the smallest weird thing feels huge. It feels wrong, uncanny. It's not just jarring for Alex. It plays on our own need for order, right?
Yeah.
For things to make sense. It mirrors how fragile our own sense of security can be when the unexplained starts creeping in. Sets the stage perfectly.
And creeping it did. It starts one rainy Tuesday, October. Alex had just drifted off. Then knock, knock, knock. Sharp. Deliberate on the front door. He checks the clock. 3:0 a.m. Exactly. He's groggy, thinks maybe, wrong delivery, neighbor needs help, something normal, gets downstairs, knocking stopped, looks through the peephole. Nothing. Just the rain on the porch. So he shrugs it off, goes back to bed. That initial dismissal, it's almost necessary, isn't it, before the real dread can take hold?
Oh, absolutely. That's so human. We want a rational explanation.
Yeah.
Our brains are wired that way. Find the pattern, make it make sense. So one weird knock, you file it away. Anomaly. Mistake. It's almost like a defense mechanism, pushing away anything that threatens our neat little picture of reality. The real terror starts when those rationalizations just stop working.
And they stopped working fast. The very next night, same time, same distinct knock, knock, knock. 3 a.m. on the dot. This time, Alex bolts upright, heart pounding. He rushes down, yanks the door open, and again, nothing. No footprints on the wet ground, no car driving away, just wind.
Yeah.
Damp air. He's feeling really uneasy now. And it wasn't just him. His cat, Whiskers, hiding under the bed, freaked out.
Right. And that repetition, that precise timing, 3 a.m. again, that's what shifts it. It goes from random annoyance to something targeted, something deliberate. It feels personal. It's not just the time itself. It's the relentlessness, the predictability of the intrusion. It's like a form of psychological warfare, setting up this new awful routine that just eats away at his ability to explain it away.
Yeah.
And the cat reacting, that adds another layer. Suggests it's not just in his head.
So by the third night, Alex is like, okay, I'm ready. Sets an alarm, 2:55 a.m., waiting downstairs, coffee in hand. And right on cue, knock, 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 he springs to the door, throws it open. Still nothing. But this time, there's something. A small, wet leaf stuck right on his doormat. He realizes it's from the big oak tree across the street. Not from his yard. He tries, maybe the wind. But the unease is turning into real fear now, this leaf.
Yeah.
It's small, almost nothing, but it's the first tangible thing. How big a deal is that shift from just hearing it to seeing something real?
Oh, it was a huge turning point. Critical. Sound is ambiguous, right? Could be anything. Wind, branches, maybe you dreamed it. But the leaf, that's physical, material. It gives the dread something to anchor to. It forces Alex and us listening to accept that something is actually there, something interacting with the physical world, even if we can't see it.
Yeah.
This is where the mystery really solidifies, And the search for answers gets desperate. It's a classic horror move. Just enough proof to confirm the threat, but zero explanation.
Exactly. So Alex does what most of us would probably do. He goes online, technology, scours forums, gets suggestions, orders a Ring doorbell camera. Immediately, installs it, tests it like crazy, watching the live feed on his phone. That night, he barely sleeps. Just holding his phone. 3 a.m. hits. Knock, knock, knock. Checks the app instantly. Motion sensor triggered, yes. But the footage, empty porch, no shadow running away, no figure, just maybe a faint blur. Like a glitch in the recording. Or maybe he was just hoping it was a glitch.
Yeah, and that's such a fascinating twist, isn't it? Technology. The thing we count on for security, for clarity, it fails. Captures nothing definite. And its failure doesn't just deepen the mystery for Alex, it almost comments on our reliance on this stuff, on digital eyes to explain everything. It suggests maybe some things exist outside that,
Wow.
which makes them even more terrifying in a way. Anachronistic. The lack of evidence on the camera almost becomes its own kind of evidence, pointing to something unconventional.
And the knocks just kept coming every single night, relentless, like he described it, like a heartbeat. Alex's whole routine just falls apart. He starts calling in sick, dark circles under his eyes, his coding work, suffering. He tries telling his friend Mark, but Mark just kind of laughs it off. Suggests raccoons, or maybe a weird ex-girlfriend playing games. But Alex knew. He felt it deep down. These knocks were for him, targeted. And they were getting louder, more insistent, impatient, almost. What does that do to someone psychologically? When your friends, your rational world start dismissing what feels like a terrifying reality to you.
Oh, that's where the isolation really bites. The psychological burden just skyrockets.
Yeah.
It's kind of gaslighting, isn't it? When your own perception of reality is constantly undermined by the people you trust. For Alex, it means he can't lean on his support system. He's pushed further into this solitary fight against the unknown. And that kind of disbelief, it can make someone doubt their own sanity. Which, if you think about it, is a powerful weapon for whatever's doing this. It helps break them down.
Yeah, the isolation must have been awful. So night 7, Alex tries to just ignore it, puts in earbuds, cranks up white noise, buries himself under the covers, but the knocks cut right through. Knock, K-N-O-C-K, K-N-O-C-K, louder, vibrating the actual door frame. He shoots up, sweating. This time he goes to his upstairs window and looks down. Porch is empty. But across the street, under that oak tree, he swears he sees a shape. A silhouette. Tall, still, just watching. He fumbles for his binoculars, but by the time he gets them focused, it's gone.
That's a critical shift. The threat is no longer just sound. It's visual. It's observing. The psychological impact of feeling actively watched is, well, it's profound. It changes everything. It's not just some random event happening at his house anymore. It feels like a direct personal invasion. That silhouette on the tree, it introduces the idea of a conscious presence, maybe even malevolent.
Yeah.
It feels intelligent now, patient, deeply unsettling.
And the physical evidence starts to get weirder, more specific. The next morning, he finds the first really undeniable sign. A single black feather. Glossy, kind of unnatural looking, right on his doorstep. And then he notices scratches. Tiny, deliberate marks in the door paint, like fingernails dragged across it. And the camera footage from 3 a.m., blank. The app just says, connection error for that exact time window.
Yeah.
This isn't just a glitch anymore, is it?
No, clearly not. These little things, the feather, the scratches, the camera conveniently failing, they're like classic signs, aren't they, of a haunting or some kind of entity trying to breach his space. They all add up to make Alex feel like he's losing control, maybe even questioning his sanity. It's very disorienting. And the camera failing right then, that feels almost deliberate. Mocking even. Stripping away his last bit of technological defense, confirming this thing can manipulate its environment in ways we don't understand.
And it wasn't just outside anymore. Alex starts noticing small things. Inside the house, a kitchen chair moves slightly, his coffee mug in the wrong cupboard, little inconsistencies, and Whiskers the cat, getting stranger, hissing at empty corners, fur raised. One evening, Alex gets that prickly feeling, like eyes on him, sees a shadow flicker in a window reflection, spins around, nothing. That night, the knocks come early, 2:58 a.m., and they're different. Knock, knock, pause, knock. Almost playful, he thought. Creepy.
Yeah, these are almost poltergeist-like things happening inside, but with a more insidious feel. The small disturbances inside, they signal a breach of his personal space, making him wonder if he's ever truly alone, even inside his own home. Whisker's reaction is key there, too. Animals are often shown as more sensitive, right? It lends credibility to Alex's experience. It's not just him, and that playful knock, that's a psychological jab. Shows intelligence, maybe even malicious intent. It's designed purely to unnerve him even more.
So Alex is desperate. He goes to the local library, starts digging into the town's history, the house's history, looking for anything. And what he finds is, well, shocking. His house has a dark past. Back in the 1950s, it belonged to this recluse, Elias Crow, known locally as a bird enthusiast. Crow vanished one night. Neighbors reported hearing knocking at his door around 3 a.m. Police found the door scratched up, feathers scattered around. No sign of Crow. Case went cold. Alex's stomach just drops and Crow. The black crow feather he found. It feels like too much to be a coincidence. What happens when a story like this suddenly gets historical roots?
That's huge because it taps into that human need to find a narrative, right? Even a terrifying supernatural one. Suddenly having this historical parallel, it gives a possible identity, maybe even a motive to whatever is tormenting him. It provides this framework, which is terrifying, but also weirdly grounding. It's not just random chaos anymore. It has a name, a history. And connecting Crow's name, the bird enthusiast, to that black feather, it solidifies the link in this really chilling way, transforms it from maybe haunting into potentially something older, deeper, a curse almost. It deepens the dread profoundly.
Okay, so armed with this creepy history, he dives into the internet again. Reddit. Places like Are No Sleep, Are Paranormal. And the responses pour in. People suggest it's a watcher entity, something that knocks to test you. The advice is consistent. Ignore them, they leave. Answer the door, you let them in. Others say, salt lines, burn sage, standard stuff. Alex tries it. Burns sage until the smoke alarm's screaming. Puts down salt. Nothing works. The knocks continue. Then he gets a private message, a DM. Someone warns him. Don't open the door. Whatever out there isn't human. It's been watching you since you moved in. And here's the kicker. Attached to the message is a photo. Blurry. Looks old. But it shows a tall, hooded figure with what looks like feathers on its shoulders, standing outside Alex's exact house, years ago.
Wow. Okay, that photo, its significance is massive. You can't overstate that. It's tangible proof. Historical confirmation, seemingly, of this entity's long-term presence. And it's possibly non-human nature. This just elevates the threat completely. It's not a prank. It's not just a standard ghost. It suggests something potentially ancient, deeply malevolent, tied to the location. It means the watcher isn't just targeting Alex personally. It's part of the house's fabric, just waiting patiently. That kind of external validation, even from some random anonymous source online, can be way more terrifying than a direct encounter because it confirms your absolute worst fears.
So by night 10, Alex is just a wreck. Physically, mentally, lost white, eyes constantly bloodshot, not answering work emails. He tries barricading the door, piles furniture against it, but the knocks just escalate. Bang, 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 shaking the whole door frame. Whiskers freaks out, bolts, scratches Alex badly trying to get away. Alex just snaps. He screams at the door, "What do you want?" Silence for a beat. Then a whisper. Faint but chillingly clear, right through the wood. "You, inside." And then another whisper. "Watching. Always watching." The sheer terror of that direct personal threat is not just outside anymore, is it? It's fundamentally breached his sense of peace, his inner world.
Exactly. This is the breaking point, the ultimate test of his resolve. And the entity, it's no longer just this passive presence. It's actively trying to dismantle him, psychologically, physically. That whisper, "You, inside." It's basically an invitation stated as intent. It wants in, wants him. It's a psychological invasion happening even before any physical breach. It confirms the entity knows him, desires access to him, and has been observing him intimately all along. It signals a shift from just watching to active predation.
His camera, of course, goes offline again. Right then, he looks out the window, sees the silhouette again. But it's closer now, right at the edge of his yard. And it moves, he said. Jerky, unnatural, like a bird tilting its head. Super creepy, he calls the police again, desperate. But they arrive, find nothing. Look at him like he's crazy. Dismiss his pleas. 14th night, the knocks are thunderous now, rattling the windows, just this relentless sonic assault. And Alex just, now it's just, breaks, he yells, "Fine, come in if you're so desperate." Grabs a baseball bat, unlocks the door, and swings it wide open into the night. I mean, can you even imagine that moment? The mix of defiance, terror, and just utter desperation. And there's nothing, just cold night air rushing in, no one there. But then he sees it, the evidence. Oh, God, fresh footprints in the dew on the lawn. But they're bare feet, long, with claw-like toes, and they're leading not away from the house, but towards it, inside, stopping right at the threshold where he stood. Feathers are scattered all over the porch now, black, iridescent, and scratched into the wood of the door itself. A message. I've been here all along.
Okay, wow, this raises a critical point. The significance of those footprints crossing the threshold, and that message, it implies the entity was always present, somehow, an unseen observer, constant. But Alex's words, "Come in." That was the invitation. Explicit permission. So it crossed the boundary, the threshold, both physical and, metaphorical, is breached. It's not knocking anymore because it doesn't need to. It's in. That's the point of no return, isn't it?
Alex slams the door shut. He's hyperventilating back against it. He turns and freezes. Looks at the hallway mirror.
Yeah.
And reflected behind him looms a tall shadow, a feathered cloak. Eyes gleaming like a raven's in the dim light. And it whispers right there in the hall with him, "Welcome me in." Just pure instinct, Alex swings the bat. Shatters the mirror into 1,000 pieces. Glass flies everywhere. The shadow vanishes, but the damage is done. The knocks at the door stop that night. Now they came from inside. from the walls, the ceiling, the floorboards. Knock, 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 always at 3 a.m. And sometimes, in the dead quiet, Alex swore he could hear breathing. Close by, watching. Always watching. He was out of there a week later, sold the house, took a huge loss, moved in with his friend Mark. But the story says the nightmares didn't stop. He'd wake up, 3 a.m., convinced he heard knocking, obsessively checking doors, windows, haunted. And the final, really unsettling detail. Alex eventually disappeared, just vanished, with Mark a note saying only, "It's still watching." And the house, the new owners, they've started reporting strange scratches appearing on the front door. And yes, knocks in the middle of the night. It just loops right back to Elias Crow, doesn't it? The legend, suggesting maybe he never really left. Maybe he became something else. This watcher, bound to the house, just knocking until someone finally lets him in again.
And that follow-on haunting, the psychological aspect that follows Alex even after he leaves the physical place. That's key. It shows his ordeal wasn't just about the house. It was a fundamental breach inside him, his sense of reality, of safety. The entity didn't need to, physically possess him in the end. It got inside his head. That was enough. And the fact that the new owners start experiencing things, echoing the Crow legend, it suggests this awful cycle. A curse, maybe, tied not just to the house, but to the invitation. Something self-perpetuated. Makes it so much bigger than just one person's tragedy. It's this chilling, ongoing legacy.
Yeah, this whole account just hammers home how vulnerable we can feel, even in our own homes. Makes you really rethink what safe space even means.
Right. And if you zoom out, connect this to the bigger picture. This kind of story really challenges our basic assumptions, doesn't it? About the sanctity of our boundaries. Physical boundaries, yeah, but psychological ones too. Makes you wonder, not just what might be out there knocking, but maybe more importantly, who or what we let into our lives, knowingly or maybe unknowingly, and what the consequences of that invitation might be, sometimes irreversible consequences. The real horror, maybe, isn't just the knock itself, it's the invitation. It's realizing that some things, once you welcome them in, you can never truly get them out.
So a final thought to leave you with, the next time you hear some unexplained sound in the middle of the night, especially if it happens to be around 3 a.m., what will you do? Will you dare to answer?